Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-June 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Virgos in early to mid-June? What's happening? What energies, insights, clarity, all of that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo. Early to mid-June, what is happening? What vibes do we have here, please? There we go, nice and quick. And I do believe I saw this for one of the air signs this week as well, which is odd because this card rarely comes out. It is highly spiritual, very in tune, and it does kind of speak about the unseen aspects of life and this reality in general. So it could be very deep. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. So if you look at the imagery of it, we see this individual, they are blindfolded, and in front of them, there's all these different emblems of various types of spirituality. And it kind of looks like this person is touching each one, working their way through it. So for a lot of Virgos, I mean, now could be a great time to really invest your energy in spirituality in general, whether it's finding your spiritual beliefs or exploring them deeper or learning about other belief systems, stuff like that. Anything revolving around it, even like ritual work and stuff like that. But a big thing I always say about this card is that there is a bit of mystery involved. Notice that this person is blindfolded. So it can speak about certain things. I mean, maybe you need to lean on spirituality a little bit to get yourself through something. But there is something unseen here that we want to explore further within the reading itself. I also say with this card, every time that it pops up, that your empathy, your intuition, how you feel energy could be heightened in this time. So just keep that in mind. Even if you're not like a super sensitive individual, it's going to be heightened. Okay, so you might be feeling the energy of others. We're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. You could keep exploring the different spiritualities over there. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. What's happening for Virgo? And yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. I always like to say that. Let's shuffle it up one time here. And while we get the deck ready to go, shuffled up, let's talk about last week's reading because it was a little bit of a different flavor. And the reading was titled A Twist of Fate. So just keep your eyes open in the coming days and weeks. There's a lot of things that could change very rapidly. For a lot of Virgos, there was like karmic energy involved and stuff like that too. There's a lot of strong energy at play. So I can't wait to see what shows up this week. But as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So what is happening here for the Virgos? Early to mid-June. What messages, energies, all that good stuff. Thank you. All right, that seems content at the very least. I mean, I don't want to get too excited about it. I like the 9 of Cups. It is a very happy card. You see our pal there, John Travolta. He's just chilling. He's enjoying his time next to that amethyst. Let's get a couple more. What do we got here? Virgo. Thank you. Oh, all right. Complete opposite end of the spectrum with this 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, we're going to want to look at that further. That is for sure. Let's get one more out here. Because remember, this could be different, 2 different individuals. It could be how something's progressing. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords. So it does look like there could be a little bit of turbulence here, and it's all good. You know how energy goes. It flows in different ways. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, obviously you heard my little commentary here and there. We got a bit of a mixed bag this week, and we still have half the reading to go through. But elementally, we have water, we have earth. That generally represents some potential, but we have this 8 of Swords, which is wound tight on the back end. So we're going to want to look at this much further. because this energy is going to be nuanced, that's for sure. Very, very positive energy, and then some down energy as well. So there could be certain things that are up and down or hot and cold. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Nine of Cups. And as I was mentioning, you see our friend here surrounded by those nine cups. He's happy, he's content, he's chilling out. When I see this, it's a card of wish fulfillment. Someone being happy, content, comfortable, and they've gotten what they wanted. Okay, so this straight up is a win of some sort, one that makes you very, very happy. So whether it's in the realm of emotions and relationships, or whether it's in the realm of money, because we do have pentacles in the mix, this could be something really nice coming in. Now, and I always say that all cards have positives and challenges. Some of the challenges of the Nine of Cups, it could represent somebody that's a little too nice, okay, that'll like give a little too much or let people take advantage. I'm not saying that's something you do. I'm just trying to show you all the different possibilities of every card. The Nine of Cups could also be spirit saying like, hey, don't overindulge in something as well. Okay, so whatever that might be, this energy does have some temptation to it, right? Because it's like, hey, come in, have a cup with me, relax. It's like very tempting. Now, moving to the center is where the energy switches like quite quick, which is a little jarring to me. That's the one thing I'll say, because it's like, yeah, I'm happy, I'm cool. Boom, all of that's gone, all of it in like one quick swoop. So we want to clarify in a moment. But Five of Pentacles. Now, this could be a few different things. I mean, emotions are very complex, right? We can feel happy and sad at the same time, which is kind of odd to say it out loud, but it is true, right? You can feel a lot of different emotions at once. The Five of Pentacles could be someone in hermit mode, right? It could be someone that's a little solitary. There could be a little lonesomeness. There could be someone you're missing, or there could be someone missing you when the Five of Pentacles is here. It's somebody that feels like they're out in the cold. Now, in an extreme sense, this could be someone that feels like they've been abandoned in one way or another. But I don't always like to go the extremes with cards. I always say it really depends on your personal situation. This could also just be someone that's a little gloomy, right? It's like not super excited type of energy. When we're talking financials, this card could be spirit telling you like, hey, Virgo, just watch the finances, like make sure you're budgeting. And I know most Virgos are pretty good with their financials, and spirit might be asking you to take a look at that, but we'll see. Because if it is the realm of emotion, it's someone that's like feeling very, very high and very, very low. Okay, so if this is two people, they're in two totally different places. If this is one person, like it's a very rapid change in emotion. Now, onto the back end, we have the Eight of Swords, and you see this person, they're like surrounded by the swords. I always say this is a stressed, anxious, nervous type of energy. It's very wound tight. The good thing about this card is that as quick as it comes in, it leaves just as fast. So it's not long lasting. It's something that's just a bump in the road. It gets resolved very quickly. But again, this card could be overthinking and anxiety and nervousness, all that stuff. So whether that's you or somebody else, they're very wound tight here. More things that the Eight of Swords could represent: feeling cornered in one way or another, feeling that you're dealing with a situation that's a little bit out of your hands, that there's nothing you can really do about it. However, the most positive aspect about this card, aside from the fact that it moves quickly, is that this person can free themselves, and they will. So like there is an air of problem resolution within this card as well. So we're just going to place it down right there next to the Celestite. I want to dive deeper on all this, Virgo, so let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here and see what's happening for my friends, guides. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Nine of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Nine of Cups. Why are you here? Why is that Nine of Cups here? Thank you. The Fool card, very nice. So it's like we can't ask for a much better energy to start us off. So for a lot of you, whether this was like a situation, whether it was a work thing or a connection or just life in general, it's like, okay, things are great and they're only getting better. It's like giving me that kind of like optimism and beautiful energy. So for some of you, if that's what you've been switching your energy into, or if that's like the energy you're in, I would say this is absolutely amazing. For a big chunk of you, regardless of what we have coming up here, there could be something really massive coming in for you, okay? And something's about to make you really happy. Let's talk a little bit more about the Fool, though. Aries energy. So you might be connected to an Aries when this shows up. And the Fool is an initiator. It's someone taking an action, making a leap, doing something. And it's new, it's fresh. So I always say this is really good, but it could also be spontaneous. So when I see this spontaneous type of energy underneath this Nine of Cups, who knows what you might be dealing with right now, but this could be like a surprising or unexpected win for sure when the Fool is here. I really like it, and it's very fresh, and there's a lot of potential. But aside from that, once again, if it's not a surprising or unexpected win, I feel like somebody being in a very healthy energy of things are great and they're only getting better. Things are awesome and they're going to continue to be so. So someone is riding a high. That's what this feels like as well. So let's keep moving over and keep exploring this. Because again, I feel like there's a very dynamic type of energy we have to look through this week. For a portion of you, you might have an up and down week too, right? I mean, I don't want to speak too much before we get through the rest of the cards, but it's like you might have some really, really good days and you might have some rough ones, and life is like that sometimes. But let's see what that Five of Pentacles has to say. Let's see why that Five of Pentacles is here. Please. Thank you. Chariot. Yeah, and that is just like a really, really quick switch. Really quick switch in the energy. So what I'm hoping is that this isn't like somebody's energy switching very quickly like towards you or anything like that, where it's just like super hot and cold, or it's like, yeah, beautiful, open, welcoming, warm, and then it's like very cold. I'm getting super hot and super cold. It's like two extremes. There's no in between here. So if you're dealing with certain situations where like, listen, when it's great, it is awesome, but when it's bad, it is the worst. That doesn't feel like the healthiest dynamic here. Now, the Chariot. We could be talking about Cancer season, which is right around the corner. The Chariot is, again, similar to this Fool card, taking action, moving forward with something. It could represent distance and travel and all that good stuff. But to me, it's like, all right, well, as fast as this energy is coming in, this Five of Pentacles is coming in just as quick. So for a lot of you, this can represent a problem that popped up out of nowhere. So it's like we have all these things that are like just popping in, popping out, popping in. It's like, all right, what is going on here? What is happening? And I'm going to take you back to what we saw here, the person with the blindfolds. And from what I know about Virgo energy, tons of beautiful Virgos in my life, very analytical people, very tough to catch a Virgo off guard. They're intelligent. But when I see these energies, it's like, all right, something is accomplishing that. So I would, if you are in hermit mode right now, I think it might be a good idea to continue to be in hermit mode for whatever reason, because these energies are so hot and cold, big extremes. Let's move over to the Eight of Swords and see if we could get a resolution here. But I do think a lot of you, this could be a problem that pops up out of nowhere. Once again, where as I said, yeah, there's like a surprising or unexpected win. There's also a problem too that pops in out of nowhere. So let's go. Hopefully there's nothing raining on your parade here. And you know, if you watch me weekly, I'm an optimistic reader, but I'm going to give it to you straight when I see it. Let's go over to that Eight of Swords. Let's see what's up. And if it's none of that other stuff, it's just someone's energy that changed really quick, like their energy, their emotion. It's like, all right, well, what happened? Like yesterday, everything was cool. And it's like there's this really sudden switch in energy. But let's go in on that Eight of Swords. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of how this energy is coming out, and I'm a fire sign. I'm pretty adaptable. I'm also water placements too, so I could only imagine how this might make you feel. Okay. So we do have the Page of Wands in the upright. There is something that needs to be addressed. Okay, there is something in the undercurrent, whether it is a feeling, whether it is a situation or the problem that pops up. And I don't think that you're going to let this slide, or I don't think this is something that you're just going to say, yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to address it, because I do feel like you addressing something in a very big way. So let's talk about the Page of Wands a little bit. We have the fire-air combination right here on the back. So it's like, yeah, we have this real quick switch of energy, and then we have the explosive energy on the back end. So I feel for a lot of you, whatever it is you might be dealing with, or whatever pops up in the coming days, it is going to be more beneficial for you to solve it quickly. or address it fast. Like if there's something that's bothering you, or if you notice a pattern shift or whatever problem you might be going through, the quicker you address it, the quicker you give it your attention, the better it's going to turn out. Like that's kind of how it feels. So it's like if you address it quick, it'll be over and done with quick. If you wait, if you delay, if you drag it out, then the situation's going to drag too. So the Page of Wands is, like all pages, a communicator. It's a speaker. It talks about messages. It also puts its energy in specific places. So when I see it under this wound tight energy of the Eight of Swords, I do feel this energy lifting, which is very positive. But I feel like whatever it is that pops up needs to be addressed quickly. Okay, like with swiftness. Okay, and I feel like that's the main message we're picking up here. And I could say, yeah, there's a lot of conversation happening as well, which is true. And I do think they would go well, but I just want to urge every Virgo that this might be resonating for, and even ones if it's not resonating for you. Whatever pops up in the coming days, address it quick, real quick. Let's go through and do a quick recap though, because I mean, this reading felt a little hectic to me, which is fine. It happens, right? You know how energy could be. But let's go through, then we'll get into the shadow cards. So position number one, we have a beautiful, lovely type of energy. We have the Nine of Cups with the Fool card in the upright. And I said for a lot of you, wow, really good. Like things are great and they're only getting better. It's like all systems go type of energy, and it felt really nice and optimistic. So maybe some of you are keeping a very positive mind state and mindset in this time, which is a really good thing. I also said there might be a winter victory that pops in out of nowhere. However, we have a little rain on the parade, because when we get over to the center, we have the Five of Pentacles with the Chariot. So like very quick switch in energy, okay, or a problem that comes in just as fast as this victory. And it could be separate things where like something goes really well, extremely well, and then another thing kind of like falls to crap. And I don't want to say it like that, but I'm trying to paint a picture here where it's like really, really good, and then this one's the complete other extreme. And it could be a problem that needs addressing quickly. And we see it here on the back end. We have the Eight of Swords with the Page of Wands in the upright. So again, I kept driving that point home. The big thing I'm feeling here, yeah, there's a lot of conversational type of energy as well. There's venting energy here too. But the biggest thing I feel is important is whatever pops up or whatever it is you're dealing with, the quicker you go head on, like think like an Aries, the quicker you attack it, the quicker it will be resolved. That's how it feels to me. Think like an Aries. And we have this aggressive energy in the undercurrent. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's get you a shadow card here. Let's see what's in the shadows for the Virgos, God's Spirit team. And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, shadow card time. What do we got here? Real quick. What is in the shadows for Virgo? Thank you. All right, so there is hope. This is a really good thing, because I love when this card shows up in the shadows. We have the Star card, and this is Aquarius energy. So maybe some of you are connected to an Aquarius when this is in the mix. But I always say this is my card of having hope in a brighter day. Now, this is more of a long-term type of energy. Whereas like, yeah, we're doing weekly readings right now, but the Star is kind of like we're talking months and years. There's a big picture type of thinking whenever the Star is in the mix. So when this shows up in the shadows, I love it, because to me, I always say this card's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope. So Spirit could just be saying to a lot of Virgos, hey, doesn't matter where you're going. Remember that optimism we saw on the very front end? Try your best to keep that outlook on something, because it's like, all right, all systems go. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Be hopeful, right? Again, this is another card of wish fulfillment. So with what we saw on the front end, now what we're seeing here, something really great could work out for you. All right, and especially with it in the shadows and all those other messages we're picking up. But do with that energy what you will, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, my digital calendar is open on mastermetaphysics.com, so go ahead and check that out. And if you got your name in for the May subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this weekend's readings. But for the June subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could snap your fingers and visit anywhere in the world right now. Where would it be? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.